Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late June, early July 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Cappies out there. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we got going for you. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about Capricorn here as we move forward into another month. And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which I always find interesting. But enough of all that, let's get it going here, right into the action for Capricorn, please. Super quick, thank you very much. Okay. This is a very loving, nurturing, also goddess type of energy. I love when this card shows up and you see the imagery there. It's just so soft and subtle. It's one of my favorite oracle cards, that is for sure. But before we start talking about all the symbolism there, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check it out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So we see this beautiful woman snuggling up to that baby. So we can think of creation and stuff like that. Generally, this card to me is just very warm, fuzzy, and affectionate. It's caring. So maybe some of you might need some big old hugs. You might be more snuggly than you normally are. Looking for that affection could go a really long way. Whether it's something you're giving or receiving, it's showing up here. And we all need affection, right? That's part of the human condition. But aside from that, this is also a fertile, motherly, abundant blessing type of energy when it shows up in the front. So this is a good sign, regardless of if the reading is rough or not. It's just super loving and caring, and it could be about creation as well. So there might be something you're creating or fostering in this time that has a lot of possibility when this card shows up. So we're going to place this goddess right over here and get into the full reading. I always say that's just a footnote. It doesn't make or break the reading. But yeah, let's get your 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness going. Shuffle it up here one time for you, Capricorn. Let's see what we got, my guides. Talk to me. What's up with my friends here? So let's talk about last week's reading. And it does seem like the last several weeks, a lot of the Capricorn reading energy was focusing around other people, it seemed, or people who you might be attached to, or people in your circle. Last week's reading was titled They Are Stressing. So there was a bit of a nervous, high-strung type of energy. If it wasn't you feeling it, there might be someone you're connected to that was like way stressed out or feeling something rough. But we're going to see what we have this week. As I say every week, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3. What do we got here for Capricorn, please, my guides? What's up? 3 cards to start us off. And deck is being particular now. There we go. First one. So there is some sort of link to the past showing up here in the front end. Could also speak about some sort of very deep emotional connection, which we kind of saw with the first oracle card too. So that's quite lovey-dovey and soft. So if that's not something you're feeling, it could be someone feeling that towards you. 2 cards of soul connections here. We have the Lovers in position number 2. Wow. Okay, so it does seem like we might be focusing in on the people you're connected to here in various different ways. 2 powerful emotional soul connections showing up in both of these cards. Okay, third one popped out quick. We have the 2 of Pentacles, a harmonious, balanced type of energy. So yeah, we're going to have to look at all the nuance of this, Capricorn, because it could be several different things. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first glance, when I look down here, elementally, we're looking pretty good. We got water, we got earth, we have a major arcana. These are powerful energies, but as you see here, even with the 2, like all of these cards could represent the closest connections to you. So we could be looking at several different ones, one from the past, one from the current, one from the future. It all really depends on how this all shakes out. But let's go through one by one. Position number 1, the 6 of Cups. Beautiful energy. To me, this is a card of history. It's a card of the past. So once again, soul connection, soulmate type of energy showing up here front and center. But this is something that could have already elapsed, or there's tons of history here between you and another individual showing up front and center. I do like this card. Sometimes it shows up when we're reflecting on the past quite a bit, like living in the past in one form or another, whether it's reflecting, whether it's reminiscing with somebody else. It's generally a soft, caring, loving, nurturing type of energy. Of course, the clarifier will really give us a little more detail on this card. In its positive sense, it could be thinking about the good times. In the rougher sense, it could be thinking about the bad times or pain from the past, things like that. So we really need to see what's up, because this could be telling us that the past might swing around in some form or fashion when we have the Six of Cups. Now, as we press forward through the reading, we have the Lovers in position number 2. Interesting card, especially since we just came out of Gemini season. The Lovers has a lot of undertones to it. First off, it's very angelic. It has the Archangel Raphael, I believe, on here. And when this card shows up, once again, the soul connections, the deep bonds, like those really deep emotional ties show up with the Lovers. And it doesn't just have to be romantic. Of course, it can be with a name like that, but it could be friends, family, all that stuff. The Lovers could sometimes speak about a choice or being at a fork in the road, which I find interesting, especially because there's a 2 here. So some of you might feel like you need to go left or right, or you might be at some sort of impasse in life when this card shows up. But if we're not talking about harmonious relationships and stuff like that, the Lovers is a silky, smooth, easygoing, good flowing, angelic type of energy. So this is something to be excited about. Another thing with this card, you know, we're not even going to go that route because I'm feeling good things so far. Like, I'm going to wait till we see the clarifier. Then I'll probably give that message. But the Lovers to me is generally seen as a positive regardless. We did come out of Gemini season. I mentioned that a little earlier, so that might be giving us a little insight to things that have recently elapsed. But on the back end, we have the 2 of Pentacles. A card of harmony. For some reason, I always link this to Libra-like energy because it is balanced. You see that person, they're juggling those 2 pentacles. If you look closely, there's an infinity symbol here. All 2s in tarot, once again, represent choices, crossroads, like do you go left, do you go right, but partnerships. So every single card that we're seeing here this week talks about bonds, talks about partnerships in one form or another. But when I see the 2 of Pentacles, once again, it's harmonious. So all of these cards are about partnership. All of them have a harmonious aspect. So it's going to be very intriguing to see what starts clarifying these, whether this is one personal relationship we're looking at or several. So let's just place this 2 of Pentacles down right here. I mean, the Pentacles could also be about money. But when I see the minor arcana showing us earth and water, that's generally abundant, bountiful. Even going back to the Oracle, I was speaking about it. So I want to dive deeper, Capricorn. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's shuffle it up here one time and reset this deck. What do we got for Capricorn here? Pardon me. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 6 of Cups and see what this history could be, what this past could be about. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Capricorn, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, 6 of Cups here. What's it doing? What is it? Thank you. Double 6s. Okay, we got the 6 of Swords in the upright. Okay, this is absolutely somebody who is like reflecting on the past and doing quite a lot of it. But they do realize like why they had to have moved on, or the necessities, like, yeah, that was the past, but I'm such a different person now. It's giving me that reflective type of energy where one is looking back on the past connections, looking back on how they used to be and realizing how much they've evolved and moved forward. The 6 of Swords is a card of progress, going from choppy waters into calm. Some of you, like, this really could be the past coming back around too. So I do feel like it's a double message here when we have the 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Either this is going to be a blast from the past, that past coming back around, or a person you haven't seen in quite a while coming back around and resurfacing. That could absolutely be it for a lot of you. Or, like I said, this is someone looking back on the past and seeing how much they've progressed. I feel like it's one or the other. It could be even both for a lot of you. But if that's not something you haven't been doing, maybe Spirit's asking you to do that. Really take stock on how far you've come as an individual, where you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and where you are now. And really do a little introspection. But yeah, this could absolutely be some sort of blast from the past, whether it is a person or situation. So we're going to keep pressing forward. And we'll take that at face value. Let's see what's going on with the Lovers. Where are the Lovers here? Once again, two very powerful, intense soul connections showing up here. Whether it's one, whether it's multiple, it's just showing up. So why is the Lovers here? Please and thank you. Thank you. Hierophant in reverse. Okay. This could be some sort of sudden change whenever I see the Hierophant in reverse. For a portion of you, this could be a soul tie, soul connection with somebody who falls under the sign of Taurus. So if that's it, if you're connected to Taurus, Spirit's highlighting that connection for some reason and bringing it to a place of prominence. But whenever I see the Hierophant in reverse, I do think of a sudden shift or a sudden change of some sort. But this doesn't necessarily feel bad. Like, even if it's uncomfortable right now, it might be for the best. And it could be revolving around who you're closest connected to. Like, if that other message about a Taurus, that's not you. There could be sudden changes in, you know, who you keep close, who you value, who values you. Like, your own interpersonal relationships could be changing in lots of different ways. But it could be for the best. This doesn't feel bad to me. Very spiritual up the center. But when we see the Hierophant, it's generally a card of marriage, I'll say that, or long-term commitment. So we're seeing cards of history, long-term. The fact that it's in the past does speak about a little upheaval or sudden changes. So a lot of Capricorns could be experiencing like many sudden changes in their own personal connections in this time. Changes in the dynamic. And like I said, even if it's uncomfortable right now, it might be for the best in the future. For a portion of you, maybe it's a change within yourself. There's a lot of angelic guidance here. I want to move on to that Two of Pentacles, then we'll do a quick recap. There's an evolution here, okay? And I've been seeing it here. Yeah, I did talk about a blast from the past, but there's lots of forward momentum, progress, and evolution. Let's see what's up with that Two of Pentacles before we get into the shadow card and then the recap, then the shadow card. So why is this Two of Pentacles here for Capricorn, please? Thank you. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, my friends. So we have the Fool card in the upright underneath this Two of Pentacles. This could be highlighting an Aries. And when I see the Fool, I think of somebody moving towards the future with happiness, with hopefulness, with joy. When this card shows up, it could be a little warning about being too spontaneous, but I feel like this is a green light from Spirit. When we get the Two of Pentacles with the Fool, you know what direction you want to move in, you know what direction you should move in, but this is Spirit green lighting something in your life right now, and you would know what that is if it hits your intuition. Like, Spirit's giving you the go-ahead. If you've been a little iffy, if you've been, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? Spirit's giving you the big green light here. The Fool could talk about a very prosperous new cycle you're moving into. So like I said, in the center where we had this sudden shift or sudden change, especially in personal dynamics, Spirit is saying the best is yet to come. There's more to come. There's a whole journey that awaits you, and it's beautiful. Like, this is a very spiritually blessed type of energy throughout as well. Okay, I'm not seeing big red flags. I'm not seeing warnings here this week, Capricorn. It is kind of mellow in a sense as well. So I like mellow, you know me, I'm calm. But let's go through and do a quick recap, because I feel like you are getting the green light with something here. Like, go, keep it going. You know what you got to do, make it happen. But let's go through one by one before we get the shadow card. Position number one, we have the Six of Cups with the Six of Swords in the upright double sixes. You might want to look into that numerology. But to me, this felt like two main messages. One, doing some self-reflection and seeing how far you've progressed from who you used to be or where you were. Another thing here, a lot of you could have some sort of blast from the past, whether a person or a situation could come back around or repeat a cycle in this time. In the center, we have the Lovers with the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, maybe you're connected to Taurus. If not, I did feel like this is like sudden shifting or sudden changing in interpersonal connections and relationships. Even if it's not comfortable right now, it can be for the best, or it should be. But you might be experiencing changes across the board in those that you're closely connected to. Dynamics with with friends, dynamics with family, those you hold dear. And change is just a part of life. But moving to the back end, we have the Two of Pentacles with the Fool in the upright, and this just feels like a full-on green light from Spirit. Like, okay, you have the green light to move forward and make this happen, whatever that is to you, especially if you've been deciding. There's a lot of harmony here. So whatever this transformation, whatever this change is for the best, it's for the better. And there's a lot of harmony and blessings to be had. Big new adventures ahead, another chapter right around the corner. So it feels very good, very promising and angelic. So please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you one shadow card. Good energy here, my friends. And let's get you one shadow card real quick. And I always like to pull this as, once again, more introspective, whether it's something within us or something we don't quite see. So let's get you one shadow card. What is in the shadows for my Capricorn friends? Using the Shadowland Tarot as usual. There we go, popped out. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. This could be related to money. So Spirit could be wanting you to like really keep an eye on the finances, dot the I's, cross the T's, all that good stuff. Seven of Pentacles to me can speak about having patience. There's karmic connections to this card as well, but for some reason, sunk cost fallacy is coming up in my head for whatever reason. Like there may have been someone or something you've invested a lot of yourself or a lot of your time, a lot of whatever it might be. You could have put a lot of energy into something, and that's what's showing up here in the shadows. Okay, so Spirit is asking you to either be a little more patient with that, or just realize, yeah, there is no sunk cost fallacy. If something isn't serving you, it's okay to press forward and move on. Okay. There are those karmic energies at play too. So I always say when a karmic card shows up in the shadows, you might just be going through a change or a cycle like we saw in the reading itself. It's all part of the process and it's not always easy. Okay. Also just know when karmic energy is at play, what you put forth, you always get back in return. So Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the May subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for the month of June, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which one explains how you're feeling currently right now. Which one are you vibing with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.